I did finally watch Demon 76, Philip. It's the last episode of this season of Black Mirror.
Hi, everybody.
And it's very good.
I've only seen 2 Black Mirror episodes ever.
Oh,
and I need to watch.
I think I've watched like the first 3 seasons, something like that.
That's where I was, and then I've seen some spotty stuff throughout there. But like this, I mean,
welcome.
It's a good one. It's probably the most fun one, I would say, for me personally of this season.
What does that even mean for Black Mirror?
How can Black Mirror be fun?
I mean, like it's because you have like a very entertaining, funny entity following our main paired with our main character.
Because that one is not about like tech and the decay of society. That one is a like standalone. Like they brand it in a different way. It's just like a supernatural horror thing. It's fun. Hi everybody, and welcome to not really Formation Nation, but sort of Formation Nation. My name is Philip, and I'm the publisher. Surrounding me are the players. I went live because I always try to go live when people are saying something. But tonight I tried to go live when there was like a weird moment of silence. I was kind of hoping it was just going to be like quiet with us live before someone said. But then we started talking about Black Mirror. So yeah, we don't have a Formation Nation tonight on account of some player availability reasons. And though we do have all of Topflight, I'll just tell you, we considered just like doing the next episode of Topflight tonight, but I ultimately kind of checked with people that I very much, and honestly, I don't disagree myself. People were kind of like, I don't know if I have the energy for that combat. Because if you guys recall, you're about to fight yourselves I just remembered what it was. Very intense combat in they're in Toucan Beach, Florida. So we were like, let's not do this. So instead,
you know why we're doing that fight there. It's because we're fighting ourselves there because Toucan play at that game.
Okay. So
God, I'm just.
That was it. You know what? I'll catch you guys next week.
If anybody has to sign off now, I will understand. So tonight's
it's just
game,
like it doesn't matter if like the fruit is hitting him in the face. Dan just has to bite right into it.
Yeah.
Yummy.
So we're not really gonna do a game tonight. We're gonna do something a little more chill. This is kind of just like a Topflight universe kind of like chat / maybe figure out some backstory stuff, because we do these 3 wonderful Topflight players here. On Formation Nation have other characters. Dan is, of course, Michael Sheen. That is his character's name. I thought it was Mikhail Sheen, given how it's spelled.
Yeah, I thought that
was I juked you out.
He said, no, it's Michael. And I said, damn it, Michael. That was me being Job, which in this game is spelled like Clarence. And then KJ has a character who I believe the name of this is like a reference to something that I don't get.
Yeah. She's named after 2 of the 2 characters from Final Fantasy VII. Reno and Rude. So she's just Rena Rude.
Rena Rudner. I like to say Rena Rudner because it makes me think of Rita Rudner, because when in doubt, reference Rita Rudner. Reference Rita Rudner. Okay. Does anybody know who Rita Rudner is? It's totally
no.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm sure Rena doesn't either though, so it's okay.
Rita Rudner is like a. Does anyone in chat know who Rita Rudner is? I'm gonna throw that out there.
Hoping someone else will know it.
I really hope that somebody's like, I get your Rita Rudner joke. Rita Rudner is like a. Rita Rudner's a stand-up comic, who was, I think, like kind of like big in the 80s and 90s, and people are applying about the Final Fantasy stuff, not about the Rita Rudner. So just so we understand the nature of our viewership, the people who watch these games, these TTRPGs on Twitch, are familiar with Final Fantasy VII, but not like lady comedians of the 80s. Rita Rudner, I think, it's very kind of like, it's like broad, you know, humor about, like, I don't know, but also kind of like harmless. How much longer can I keep talking about Rita Rudner, you guys?
I don't know.
All right. Well, anyway, Rena Rude is the name of that, and Pierce has not appeared yet on Formation Nation, but
You didn't even go here.
Rephrased.
I was there for the.
You have appeared as Findon, but your new F.I.A.T operative has not appeared. Oh, okay. So someone out there has heard. Okay, that's good. So if Sophia's mom has heard of Rita Rudner, I at least feel like I understand. I'm not alone here. But yeah, so
you're alone.
You're in the
here.
mom demographic.
Yeah. You are alone.
You're alone
that's
here.
The only place I am. But not. I mean, chat makes us all feel less alone. That's why we don't just do these by ourselves. It's to connect to humans. So yes, for tonight's game or tonight's stream, we decided
You've
to.
absolutely done these by yourself.
Wait, no, quick question. So
I mean, like,
I just
not
want to time out for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in your mind, if the four of us were to get together and play a game just as friends, that would not be connecting as to humans. We have to then put it up. We have to broadcast it. Have faceless, nameless people in chat.
First of all, everyone in our chat has everyone in chat literally has a name.
Sorry.
Second of all,
aliased people.
What I'm trying to say is that I would be alone from my people if it were just the four of us, because no one here can reference Rita Rudner. Do any of you know who Paula Poundstone is? Why are all these female comedians from the 80s and 90s?
I do know the name Paula Poundstone.
I've heard the name Paula Poundstone.
Why are the alliterations? It's like Lois Lane. No. Speaking of comic books.
Or Lana Lang.
Or Lana Lang. Or Lex Luthor. Sure are a lot of LLs.
I was talking about Smallville earlier today.
Oh, because of the.
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah, baby. You know what? Still would.
I don't know
what's going on here.
KJ, would you like to inform? I think you're probably more up to date on this. By the way, you immediately knew.
Probably not. One of the actresses from Smallville was in jail for like.
Remember Allison Mack?
Allison Mack.
And she was like released recently.
For her
finally,
cult involvement. What are you saying, Dan?
I was just telling my friends how when I was 12 watching Smallville, the 1-2 punch of Kristen Kruk and Allison Mack was potent.
I don't like that you were 12 when Smallville was on. That really upsets me.
I mean, it started. I mean, I wanted to age myself a little bit. It started when I was 10 and turning 11. So I was in 4th grade.
I feel like I know I'm not that much older than you, but I feel like it didn't come out until I was in high school. But I didn't watch it, so I must be wrong. But like,
remember how that 35-year-old man was cast as a high school freshman?
Yeah,
that he was in
that's
high
how
school
it
for
normally
4
is.
more years.
Yes, Smallville. The first Smallville premiered on Tuesday, October 16th, 2001. So I was 10 years old at that point.
I was 11. All right, what do I know? Okay.
I would have been in junior high.
I want to be all edgy, but I was in high school. So there you go.
Yeah.
Smallville is actually on brand for this.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was actually doing a good segue for us.
Dan is really into criminals, is what I'm learning today.
I mean,
well, just sex ones.
What
it seems like.
Just sex crimes.
So,
he's not like I don't think Dan has like a real good thing for like tax fraud or identity theft. I don't think that really gets into.
I mean, it depends on who you're defrauding.
Tax fraud. Are you kidding? Tax fraud is a crimes against the capitalist system. Yeah. All right.
Well, it depends on who's doing the fraud.
Usually, it's just the rich not paying taxes.
Right. Yeah.
Sophia, I appreciate you understanding my references. I appreciate that. So what are we doing tonight? Oh yeah, honestly, I think it is just kind of this. This won't be a long one. There probably isn't going to be a full game. I think this is more kind of a chat. I would like to say to chat, speaking of chat and chatting, both players and chat, if you have any questions about stuff going on in Topflight, I mean, obviously there's mysteries about the power surge, but I'm very happy to, like, fill in any gaps about, like, what's going on with that hero, or, oh yeah, you alluded to this, or, like, you know, tell me, you know, it's like, I'll answer questions, I don't care. I think what we'll also do is we'll maybe do some figuring out elements of backstory, at least one little element for all of these F.I.A.T members. Pierce, I'm going to set you on the task of building your character.
Okay.
And the first step is actually very simple.
Okay.
The first step is if you look and if I'm going to slide my window with this in it and share screen in a way where it won't show your icon or anything. I don't think this will have any privileged information, but just so that viewers can sort of see, this is what the character sheet looks like for this game. We're using a sort of a combination of percentile stuff like we use in, like, the D100 games, like when we're in Merkshire and when we're in the Star Wars games, use this as well. But we're also using the same sort of, like, lineup of stuff that we use in our D8 in our pool games. So this is kind of like a combination of those. So Pierce, unlike the other one, thank you for giving out a bunch of subs. Oh, that's very very kind. Thank you, Brenninger. So basically, Pierce, in these boxes here, sort of these big ticket boxes under the 5 core stats, 5 core abilities rather, you get to add a total of 100 points.
100 points across all of them.
Yes. Nothing can exceed 99, and I think really maybe nothing should exceed like 80 or 90, but... So first off, just do that. That is going to auto-update everything below. So this is more like the D&D, or also things like the D6 West End game system, where, you know, you have a stat and that dictates everything below it, and that it's not like how things work in more of the sort of basic role-playing stuff we do using the system. And that's some info for game nerds out there. So while we're doing this, while Pierce kind of does that, I'm going to turn to who would like to talk about their character first between Dan and Kajay.
Oh, whatever, sure.
No caring. Good either way. Dan, I'm going to throw a question your way, and perhaps if you're not certain, we'll move on to KJ or check back to this.
Yeah, all right.
We had a fun moment last time. I think it might have involved like a low roll on your, or like a high roll on your part or something, where it has been established that Michael has some previous encounter with Meridian that he'd rather not talk about.
Yeah.
Is that something we should determine here now, or would you rather have that come up? Would you rather talk to me about that privately and have that come up secretly in game? It will still, of course, arise, secretly in game. But is this something you want the viewers to know about?
You know what? I don't care one way or another. I'm perfectly happy either way.
Well, let's figure out what it is that Michael did that has put him in a situation where he hopes Meridian doesn't recognize him.
I mean, probably just like take God's name in vain or something, right?
Okay, well, that's one thing.
He said one like religious joke too far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it just like a rabbi, a priest walking to a bar?
A priest, a rabbi, and some idiot redneck evangelical preacher.
Yeah.
She's like, actually, she doesn't like, she doesn't like racism, so she would be fine with the joke if it was targeting that. So, Michael, F.I.A.T at times undertakes some work that is less than savory.
Yeah, some wet work.
Occasionally wet work and such. Would you like? This is just kind of like a. This can just kind of work however you want. Would you prefer the reason you don't want Meridian to know who you are, or kind of to remember you, and maybe she won't exactly remember you. Maybe it would take some real putting together on her part. That's probably why she wasn't like, oh, I know you because you're the monster who blank. Should this be something that you did that was in the service of a F.I.A.T mission, or is this something you did that you were not doing in part of that service?
Well, I don't know, but so I'm looking. I have his page pulled up, and I like specifically his coordination, like his higher stats are his mental stats, right? So he's probably not a guy who was like out in the field, or he might be out in the field, but he's not like he's not like fucking like Tom Cruise or like Henry Cavill in Mission Impossible, right?
Sure,
he's like
not, yeah.
He's like a little more like planning, like a strategy guy. So I don't know, like if it would be, I don't know.
Okay. I notice what you put for your knowledge is here.
Yeah.
Did he cause the Challenger explosion?
Sorry,
Pierce was drinking when I said that, because Pierce doesn't know what your stuff is. All I know is you guys you eventually get to put a certain number of points into your knowledge things, and
you can read my knowledges out. You can read my knowledges and the numbers.
Bluffing and other social interactions +2, musical history +1, the Challenger explosion +3, New York City streets +1.
I was like, why not?
I don't think you caused the Challenger explosion.
I don't think he caused it, but it's like, he definitely look. Why is he so interested in the Challenger explosion? Right? It's like, why does he know everything there is to know about it?
Because it was because it was an institutional failure.
Yeah.
Or did you fail to prevent it? Maybe you didn't cause it, but did you fail to prevent it?
Well, I'm like, how old did I say? I said he's like, 60?
I think I thought it was older than that, but yeah, I guess 60 or so would be.
Like 60, 70, yeah.
He would have been around.
Yeah.
He looks like he's 25.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move away from the Challenger. That may be some stuff we'll figure out. As far as this Meridian thing goes, did you authorize a mission that later Meridian had problems with? Did you authorize some sort of wet work type stuff?
For sure, yeah.
Okay. So here's a question. I'm interested in this as an idea, because this actually puts F.I.A.T in a different light. Pierce, what do you got? Pierce is
I was wondering if did you like raid Joel Osteen or something?
She doesn't like Joel Osteen. Meridian is like, Meridian's who's that preacher? Trying to think of which preacher she'd be going to, like who's like the
Strikes me as, was it, I mean, this is old, but like, was it like John Edwards, Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God, that just like the 1700s 1800s, I think?
No, she's like she would be like, who was like Obama's priest who like got in trouble because he was saying,
oh yeah,
because like Meridian would be going to like a black church somewhere for sure. Because that.
I'm gonna be honest, Phil. I'm not in touch with the names of many preachers that exist.
It's fair. I just want to figure out.
Or have existed.
The point is, Meridian. I would say, I'm interested in this for the F.I.A.T angle. Jeremiah Wright, that was his name.
Oh yeah.
I'm interested in this for the F.I.A.T angle. How about, as part of an operation, F.I.A.T like tricked Meridian, or like kept Meridian in the dark about something?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
There was some mission involved.
It's better that Meridian not know a lot of things.
Yeah. And you would not, she doesn't even remember you, so you you weren't the one that briefed her, but you were on site for some mission where like Meridian basically thinks that like she got somewhere too late and a bunch of people died, but you guys had faked the scene and had actually interrogated and killed people before. She saw you at that scene later.
Yeah.
You probably weren't
at a black site or something.
Sure, or at a staged thing. So was that encounter, was that something involving supervillains? Was it something involving like espionage and enemy state? Was it something involving like experimental technology? Was it something about somebody who was going to reveal the secrets of the Challenger explosion? Like, what would be the, like what type of thing do you think that Michael would have said this warrants us tricking one of the great heroes?
I think it wouldn't be supervillains, right? Because then of course if it's supervillains, sure, send Meridian, whatever, that's fine, okay. Right?
Yeah.
I think if it's something else, something just international espionage thing or corporate thing. I guess how does Fiat operate on the global level, right? Because they're not a government.
Kind of like S.H.I.E.L.D. They have
Okay, I was gonna.
Yeah. So,
but
yeah.
So, do we just worry about say anything to do with powered individuals, or are we also doing things like espionage in Mission Impossible?
Yeah, think S.H.I.E.L.D. Yes, you are an espionage agency, an international espionage agency that certainly handles powered situations. For example, Fiat probably runs the super jails.
Okay, yeah.
Fiat oversees those, but Fiat would also stop a more mundane, terrorist plot or something. Although in this world, 99% of terrorist plots have at least one superpowered person, because it's what do you
what's the point?
Yeah, you gotta get it somebody who could help even the odds against all these superheroes. Okay, I like that. When in the last 15 years did this happen? How long ago?
11 years ago.
11. Okay, so Meridian was certainly a huge heroic icon at that point, but it was she hadn't fully ascended to the stuff. Okay, we'll say it was an espionage thing. I'm gonna do a roll myself on if it's even. It will be okay. The details of who it was, it's not one of it's not a Hydra or
right.
AIM or AIM or organization like that. It was kind of just some random stuff. It was the thing you guys nipped in the bud basically and prevented.
Right, yeah.
Okay. So there we go. So this gives me a new angle on Michael, who's this explains also this ties in well with how his first reaction to all these F.A.A. things was, we need interdimensional blockers here immediately.
Yeah. Also, he's even though he looks young, he's is older, so he has more experience dealing with all this kind of shit.
Very, very conservative. I get you. Cool.
Well, he just understands clear and present danger.
Oh, gotcha. Get off my plane, country. Give me back my wife, son.
Yeah.
Okay. Pierce, how are you doing with your building, by the way?
I've allocated my points. I assume that I should just ignore special, because I'm just an agent.
Well, we will get to that in a moment. Or actually, I guess we can talk about that now. You guys get a couple of chill things. Dan's character has a very minor superpower, which many Fiat agents have. Would you like a power, or do you just want to be a dude?
Just a dude.
Great. Okay, so I recommend taking Resilient as one of your little facets. We'll just throw that onto your sheet real quick.
Sure.
So you can change your condition, your base condition to Resilient 1, and your current condition to Resilient 1. Now, KJ's character is an expert. She is kind of like a brain. So her power is she just got a stupid amount more knowledge bonuses to things. Dan, of course, has a sort of a minor power. Options for this, and it kind of weirdly, you can almost think of some of the you can think of the the base things from the Star Wars game, some of those base facets. You can just take luck if you want to. If you want to be kind of a more impressive sort of fighter type. I haven't looked at what okay, so probably not fighter based on what you've done here.
Yeah, not gonna be a fighter. Maybe something being very observant.
Okay,
right? Something
sure, absolutely.
A little more like Holmesian.
Ah, perfect.
Like
observant,
seeing
I like
patterns
that.
and sorts.
Tell you what, for observant, here's what you can do. You gain. So we'll do these before you start putting the other points on. Sure. Give yourself 50 extra points that you can put under vitality. Just put 50 additional points on any of the observation skills, which are listen, look, smell, taste, touch, feel. So there's
excellent. Okay,
4 of those. So you can put 50 points in those, then select one of them, and you get a bonus on all rolls using it.
Okay.
That's the observant feat, basically exactly how it works.
So 50 extra points to spend, and 1 bonus.
50 extra points to spend anywhere on those 4 things, not to exceed 99, and 1 bonus on one of your choice. I also noticed in chat there's been a lot of. You guys are talking about your wiki pages. So good for you guys, and requesting gold stars because of pathological needs. I understand. Are you actually upset right now? Is this like a real problem? I'm reading.
I'm feeling better. No, I was.
This is a low point, you said.
Yeah, no, it was real bad earlier, but it's fine now. It's fixed.
What had you not done?
Not that I hadn't done anything. It's that Pierce was the first one to be done. And that was.
What did he do? What did he do that you hadn't done?
Just give a picture.
Actually,
all he had to do.
I gave Sophia, I think, 5 pictures actually.
Oh no! Don't.
Of different moods, because Lauren asked a while back for us to take headshots to use for the different shows. So I took a bunch of self-portraits with different vibes for all the different shows. So one for Here Be Dragons, one for
did she really do that?
Yeah,
she did.
I am incapable of just taking photos. Oh my god.
Sophia, if you need a photo of me for my page, just screen cap whenever you want. Ready?
No. Go back to like the COVID, like the true COVID games where Philip has like an afro that's like almost as tall as his head.
That was before. That was never on stream.
Really?
Yeah. They never saw my hair on stream. I'll
Whoa.
show it right now.
Well, they saw it from space. Someone certainly saw it.
They never saw. Oh well, that's too bad. We never saw that. You guys never got to see Philip like lose pencils.
Yeah, I could put pencils in my hair. It's great. Oh my god, so goddamn far in the past. Yeah, I had a lot of hair at one point. Okay,
it wasn't even that he was losing pencils. He was genuinely using his hair as storage for pens and pencils.
Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
They weren't lost. He knew they were there, and he put them there intentionally for further later use.
There you go.
That's it. That's
so if I don't cut my hair, that's just what happens. Period.
Very good.
It's just that's where it goes. It only goes up. We got nowhere to go but up.
Because it was going out on the side, so.
That's true. It does go out on the sides. Yeah.
Hadn't you like kind of brushed it out right there though?
Very Eraserhead.
Not
I've never noticed
really.
it before. That's very Eraserhead.
Probably to some extent, but no, that's pretty much.
Okay.
Like. It's so hot. I don't mean that in a like Paris Hilton way where hot means good. I mean hot like it's uncomfortable to have on your head. And it's just like I could put a pencil in. I would put dice in and then shoot my head down and roll them.
These are like I'm surprised. I mean, I know why, but those would be good gimmicks for the stream, also.
See, now if I do that, there's no. Yeah. With a golf pencil, like I would when my hair was like that, I would put golf pencils in my hair and go for a walk and forget they were there, and a pencil would fall out. And a lady at the grocery store was like,
See,
"What?"
He'd lose them. Okay, Philip, I have adjusted my senses.
Congratulations. Let's see where. Perfect here, and I'll for ease of whatever I tend to do that just to make it so it's easy to see. All right, easy to see. Maybe more of that. Okay, perfect. So we have your stuff. You may now add, and while we do this, KJ, do you have any thoughts of some key element of Rita Rude's backstory, personality? Any thoughts you have on stuff for her character? Well, I'm just counting.
Yes and no.
Okay.
I mean, she's just probably, like, backstory-wise, the most boring run-of-the-mill character I've ever created.
Okay.
So it's just she just grew up normal, straight A student, was just super interested in like powered people, and she like whatever the pathway was to get to her current job, she did that pathway, and now she's just really happy to be on her first like field assignment. And like, you know.
So she's... Did we already talk about... I might have figured some of this out for your character already. I'm going to pause this for a moment. Pierce, the next thing you may do. We do this in 2 phases here. The first thing you can do is put another 100 points to all your skills and things. Actually, I'm going to take that back. Do 150. Because here is where things are going to get... Basically, what you're going to do is put 150 points within skills where you want. You definitely will need to, like, click on the box and write on top of it so it's no longer auto-filling from above, etc., etc. This is so interesting. I know you guys out there love spreadsheeting, but not in this game. After you do those 150, you can then select 10 skills and roll on them to improve. So you might wind up with more.
Wait, okay, so 150 points, and then I pick 10 skills and roll to see if I can make them better.
Yeah, like roll for the usual rolls, like if you roll over them, etc. And then you get to roll a d10 to do those. So it's just some rolling and some chillness. Okay, cool. So, let's go back to old Rita Rude.
Can I just skip the last point because I'm not going to succeed on any of the rolls?
I mean, you can skip it. Did we pick a hero that you... Okay, so you are interested in general superpowers, early superhero history. Oh, that's right. We should...
Her favorite? Is that what you were going to ask?
Should we reveal this now? Because that's kind of a fun thing. Would you like to say who her favorite superhero is?
Rocky Jumper.
Get it? Get it, guys?
Oh, it's so good.
KJ's really good at
She absolutely adores Rocky Jumper.
Yeah,
a true American hero.
She thinks Rocky Jumper's so interesting. That's right. Okay, cool. So here's a fun thing to throw in there for
he's
that.
the best.
Did Rita...
She probably thinks he's interesting for all the reasons I can't stand him.
Exactly. Did Rena ever meet Rocky Jumper?
Oh, I don't think that's true.
She's never met him.
I don't think she has, yeah.
Okay. Has she met any members of the super team he's a part of?
I mean, I guess it just depends, like, I don't know for F.I.A.T, like, how they would... Like, if they try to keep people, like, away from the heroes to avoid, like, super fan girl boy moments, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if this is her first field mission, like, Meridian and them could literally be the first ones she's ever encountered knowingly.
This is the first field mission. Okay, I'll tell you what. Ooh, here's what we'll do. Here will be so this is unlike Dan's dark backstory that involves like murder and tricking Meridian and worrying that Meridian knows what they did and like is this like old sins of F.I.A.T going to cause a festering wound? Because it was like a different administration at the time, you know, all that stuff. How about Rena Rude, while at the F.I.A.T Academy, met one of Rocky Jumper's old teammates, a character whom you guys will remember from, I don't know that he's ever appeared on stream, but you will remember from some of our pre-stream games, an old-timer named Red Rover.
Yeah, I
remember Red Rover.
Red Rover.
He's like in a wheelchair, right? And
yeah.
just like...
And he
punched...
we
saw him on stream, right?
He might have been on stream.
Yeah.
I recall that off stream, as I was not that I wouldn't have said this on stream, I just remember it happened off stream and remember like test games for Topflight because this was the first thing we played on this channel. But as we were putting it together, I remember explaining he was just an old man and like Findon was asking him some questions and just out of nowhere he just goes, "I punched Goebbels!"
That's right.
Yeah.
And he has a nurse with him all the time, right?
Yes, and so does Rocky Jumper.
Oh.
And the nurse is like, okay, his vitals are good, and then the nurse checks Rocky Jumper and says, "Thank goodness, no pulse."
Yeah.
Rocky Jumper hasn't eaten anything, right? Oh, good. That would be concerning if Rocky Jumper had eaten. God, as much as you hate it, Rena Rude loves it. You're just like, what a patriot. I'm proud to be a rock American, because at least I know I rock. So, Rena. At the Academy, a luminary hero, you also know all about Red Rover's adventures in World War II. Would you have would you have asked him any questions? Would you have talked to him? Would you have been too frightened to speak to the man? He was just like at the Academy.
I guess it depends. If she had been working, she would have tried to remain professional and only really spoken to him if she needed to.
This was like an Academy function. You know, a bunch of the best and brightest students were sort of brought to a thing, and there were a few heroes.
And she would have probably,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell you what. Do you have your character sheet up?
I do.
We're not actually going to role play this, but let's. Sorry, yes, Pierce.
Quick question.
Yeah.
As I am rolling. What happens if I roll exactly my score?
You do roll the d10 and improve.
Okay.
Thank you. You get to improve your look.
No. I'm checking those off to show
Which ones you're going to try for. Love it.
Or which ones I have tried for. So far, I've failed at all but one.
That's on brand. So Rena Rude, Rita Rudner, as you are, you see this luminary guy. What kind of what's your move? Do you just go what would you say? You don't have to roleplay it if you don't want to. Do you just say you're an inspiration? Do you ask him, are all these things about Rocky Jumper true? Do you reference a specific thing? What's your approach? What's your angle?
She probably would have yes, you're an inspiration. It's an honor to meet you. She would have first talked to him about one of his famous things that she probably most, admires or researches, very knowledgeable about, to get his point of view of it from. And then she would ask about Rocky Jumper.
I love it. Okay. I'm going to have you roll. And I'm sorry if this is not a, oh boy, you know what? Tell you what, roll a detect vibe using that character.
Under the green one?
It is under the green will, yes, correct.
I forget, I want higher or lower?
You want lower than that number. Oh, that's right, you are not you're not the oldest of hands at this.
57.
57, okay, so the good news is, to whatever, and I mean, I don't want to be just mocking this, at this point, how old would the guy be? 105? I don't want to be totally mocking his incredible senescence, but to whatever degree he's aware of what's going on, you sort of you do a good job of letting him ramble about stuff and then bringing up Rocky Jumper, and you catch him at a good moment. He tells you a story about how Rocky Jumper once squared off against a tank, and how the Germans really just were Ist das ein normalisches Stein? And they were Nein, das ist eine Teufelstein, etc., etc. The point being, is that a normal rock? No, that's a devil rock. The point being, he tricked a German panzer into just rolling behind him, and then Rocky Jumper it just Rocky Jumpered straight up. It destroyed the tank in a really cool way. So that's a story you hadn't heard of Rocky Jumper, but you got a really cool story about Rocky.
Do I get to check that one off?
Yeah, go ahead. Roll to improve it. Go. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, live your lives, guys. Dan, we should let you make one roll related to your evilness. Give me a deceive.
So to improve it, I need to get over, right?
You need to get over it. Switches, exactly correct.
Just so Chaz aware that I am still me. Mm-hmm. I tried to improve my investigate, which is an 80, so I rolled a 79.
He did it. Dan, how'd we do?
I was a 96.
If you were under 50, it would be a fumble.
I know, yeah.
It's now, so that is probably why Meridian mildly remembers you, because she does feel like something was off. Who was that guy? Excellent. So you do not get to roll to improve that. A 75, is that below or above?
Above.
Hey, congratulations. So roll a d10.
2.
Your detect vibe is now 70. Congratulations. Every little bit helps, guys. See Pierce's previous note about
That's
or
what-
every little bit
yeah.
hurts as well,
Yep.
because sometimes you're under it. All right, so so at that point, then that sort of ended with, I'll bet. I think at that point, Red Rover would have probably just started saying, "Yeah, Rocky Jumper took out the whole Panzer, every single man left burning in oil. Skinny Dip gave him a nice little dance that night, if you know what I mean. Back then things were better. Patriot." Yes. You know who Skinny Dip was. She was one of the heroes of that time. It was basically like, oh, I got it. All connection. Skinny Dip? Canon, doing it right now. Skinny Dip was was like a pinup girl brought to life. She was a toon.
Oh.
Tunes into the thing. Here we go. There you go. But then I guess Red Rover was like, and then Skinny Dip, she gave a dance, all right. But Rocky Jumper just sat there, didn't even get a rise out of the rock. You know, better man than me. Always so stoked. Lighten up a little. Where am I? So there we go. Well, great. So we know a little more about Michael. We know a little more about Rena. We know more than we wanted to know about Red Rover.
I think that's how it's been from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although,
Yeah.
Skinny Dip is now interesting, because Skinny Dip is a weird, like, almost like a cousin character of Duchess on some level. Although, tell you what.
They actually probably could be cousins, considering time eras.
100%. Just, yeah, they're multiversal cousins. KJ, I'm going to ask you to make one more roll. Look over your knowledge. I'd like you to roll a luck. This is an important one. Make a luck roll.
My knowledge?
Over your knowledge, there's a box called luck.
Oh.
Got a two-thirds.
And I want under?
You want under. 2/3 chance it's working out.
31.
31, that's actually a hard luck. So a hard success. Skinny Dip did survive the war. Had you rolled a bad luck, I would have said she got, like, turpentined or something.
Oh my god.
But good job. She made it happen.
Oh my god, you put that in my... Oh my god.
This was supposed to be a casual night, Philip. Chill casual night. All right. Well, great. So we have... Cool. And then she survived the war. Oh my gosh, you guys, everybody in academia summon Skinny Dip. Give Duchess a buddy. Just 2 cartoon bombshells, just ready to shoot the place up.
Her buddy's the werewolf guy.
Yeah, but actually she would like him. You would not like him because he's a literal monster. But yeah.
Yeah.
But no, wait, you don't want more tunes?
I'm just saying,
She's already got a friend.
she has a buddy.
That's fair.
I mean, she can have more buddies, it's just...
Yeah. So, Pierce.
Yeah.
How'd you do with that?
Not great,
Okay.
as to be expected. I did manage to improve my unarmed combat,
Okay.
my arts and crafts,
Hey.
and my explain miraculously. So
Explain.
3 out of 10. 3 out of 10 I rolled.
Well, here's the thing. That's not terrible odds because you're probably mostly going to be picking, things you're better at. So those are harder to do.
Yeah, I did admittedly, yes.
Yeah. All right, that makes sense. Okay, next thing. What is your okay? Your explain is very high. Interesting. Why is that a different? Oh, everyone's is like that. Everyone's explain extreme is a different color. Hold on, fixing, because that will drive me actually crazy. What did I do? God damn it, Philip, you fucked it up. All right. So for Billy here, he's a human, and he's a Fiat operative. The last thing you get to do is you have 7 points. I typically, it's like right under your vitality is where you can do it. It's not, we don't list them up on top like we do for the others. Although if you wanted to, you could change special to it and just do it. We did that for Cages because she has so many. But basically, down there under your vitality, you have 7 points to put into various areas of knowledge, things you know about, expertises you have. You cannot have more than 3 in any one thing. So you could have 7 ones, or, you know, like a couple of 2s and a couple of 1s. You could have 2 3s and a 1. You get 7 points total, and you sort of style it as, again, you know, like the way Dan had, like, the Challenger Explosion plus 3. The, you know, New York City Streets plus 1. You can kind of do that.
And I put it under Vitality, but that's just where it goes, or is it have to
if you
relate
notice,
to...
the box under Vitality is called Knowledge.
There it is. Never.
Yeah.
I got you.
Just because for this sheet, I didn't have them all up there at the top. So, as you do that, after you do that, we'll talk about maybe some backstory thing for this character. Of the same kind of frivolous ones we did for everybody else. I don't want to say frivolous. They were important moments for your lives, but, you know, we're not doing rocket science here. Is there anything, my friends, any questions anybody has about anything in the Topflight universe? Any questions about people we've met? Secrets of, you know, why stuff's going on? Why this shirt I'm wearing that has all these DC heroes doesn't have Wonder Woman on it, or in fact a single female hero or villain?
My shorts are Wonder Woman shorts, so I'm balancing it out.
That's good.
I do have one question.
Please.
If Susan power surges, does she be unyetify, or does she become like King Kong?
No, she would.
She becomes like Cousin It, just giant.
Oh, Pierce, roll 3d6.
Yes.
12.
12. It's good. Your luck is a 60.
That's already uncomfortable.
Make a luck roll.
45.
You have
that's
succeeded, but it is not hard. Or, well, I was actually looking for extreme. So, Susan did not power surge.
Oh, okay.
But if she did, I think it would more be... Wait a second. Oh, fuck all of you. I'm sorry. I don't mean it like that. What is Susan's deal? See, Susan is a Yeti, but Susan has a power on top of her of being a Yeti.
Is it speech, or do all Yetis are able to speak?
Apparently all Yetis have speech, and also my speaking as Susan early on was way better. It was pointed out in like a clip somebody pulled that I was doing Susan dirty. Oh. Okay, so Susan's power... Okay, now I think it would be interesting. So Susan's power is not that she's a Yeti. Independent of being a Yeti, Susan can produce powerful pheromones.
Right. Yeah, I recall this.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that was a thing. That's not a Yeti thing. That's a Susan thing. So just as a...
Okay. Oh, fantastic.
Is Rocky Jumper bigger than Susan?
Rocky Jumper would not actually be bigger than Susan. Susan's probably 6'10" or something, maybe even 7
Oh,
feet.
really? I've always imagined Rocky Jumper being like 7 feet tall.
Rocky Jumper, I think we said is a 6 foot.
Okay.
Maybe 2 meters. That was that, like 6'6"?
Yeah, about.
They're similar. So if Susan were to power surge, it would be an intensification of those pheromone powers. How that would actually manifest, I'm not sure. I wonder if anybody else from Topflight's gonna power surge. Wouldn't that be crazy?
We'll only find out one way.
There's one. Actually, Dan,
for, like,
can you roll a luck for me?
I'm excited for Armo to surge and just become RoboCop, so that there's just the machine is running the man.
It's either great or terrible. I rolled a 99.
Very close. There's a 1% chance. I'll leave things at that. So 99 is not the 1%. But that's damn close, sir. Or maybe it's 98 away from what you wanted. Point is, power surges only happen on a 1% chance at this point. Yeah, so if Susan power surged, that is the answer to that question. It would be pheromonal in nature. But it might wind up being more of like a... This, I guess, can tell you sort of just the way the power surges even generally work. Like, if she were to power surge, her pheromones, like she would maybe have more powerful pheromones, but she also might begin to produce like other chemicals and stuff. Like she might get like an acid breath or something as well, you know, right? Cool, she might, like, it might be like the chemical, you know, abilities would be intense, you know, that sort of thing. It's not always just like a straight, you know, there's, we often try to have like a twist to it somehow, you know, where the power also changes to some degree. Such as like
Pepsi Twist, where they unzip into Britney Spears.
Pepsi Twist. Listen, Pepsi always wins the taste tests. Do you guys know that?
No.
It always
I don't
loses.
think I can tell the difference.
It loses sales and wins taste tests because it's slightly sweeter. So when it tastes tests, people like it more. But then when you actually drink it, you don't like it as much.
I mean, I'm a Coke guy, so.
Ba 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 ba. The joy of Pepsi. Pepsi generation.
Also, like, I'm sure it's changed over since, you know, the 1800s when the Coke recipe was first come up with by Dr. Pemberton. But also, what's interesting about it is like Coke was designed to be drunk at room temperature because it predates refrigeration.
There you
and
go.
Pepsi was created after refrigeration, so it's designed to be drunk cold.
Oh, so you should drink warm Coke and cold Pepsi.
Correct. You should also put more. I think it is actually cocaine, because he was drinking cocaine to kick as a solution to morphine addiction. Because that's what we used to do.
I used to love, but that is, I will
medicine
say that,
has really. I really think we have like fallen backwards, not forwards.
I will say though that Morpha-Cola is better. That's a good point. Or Opia-Cola. I see in chat that we have a request from Sophia. Tell us about Wildorado. All right, Wildorado is one of was part of what's called the trifecta. Wildorado is one of the bigger ticket bad guys. He is the arch foe of Ghostman, who is a member of Topflight. Ghostman is a sort of like Dia de los Muertos themed, you know, kind of like wears like skull face paint and stuff. And Wildorado is his main villain. Basically both of them are. Ghostman is weird because he's not actually Ghostman puts on a coat and becomes a ghost, but he isn't actually dead, whereas Wildorado is just an incredibly powerful ghost. Now I'm noticing, where is the sheet that tells me all the backstory of Wildorado? Hold on, friends. Wildorado, I think I've mentioned this on stream. Wildorado is named for a city in Texas. That just, if you're driving from Dallas to like Colorado, you pass through a town called Wildorado, and I just found it really funny. So I called a guy Wildorado. Wildorado is the Scourge. That was his old like nickname or whatever. His real name is Dennis Branford. He was a Wild West outlaw.
So if he's a Wild West actually a Wild West outlaw, does that mean he's also really old?
Yes, well, he died in the olden times.
Oh, I thought he was like, we fought him or something.
You did? He's a ghost.
Okay.
Wild Dorado was a ghost. Yeah, he comes in with a Phantom revolver and he like flew through the thing and was shooting up, remember all that?
Right, he shoots ghosts out of his gun.
When he shoots with a Phantom revolver, monster ghost comes out of it, which is a gun that Armament should try to copy. Armament needs a lot more slots is what it needs.
Yeah, because I'm not deleting that fucking cannon.
Yeah, I understand. Dennis Branford, so basically, I'm going to read you the backstory of this character, if that's okay. This is something that was written in 2006 by me for comic books that I was putting together. Dennis Bradford was the worst outlaw in the history of the Wild West. Known simply as the Scourge, he killed for every reason imaginable and never batted an eye, but worst of all, there weren't any guns that could beat him. The man was too damn good. Until John Wrangler came along. Branford led John Wrangler on a cross-country chase. All Wrangler had to do was follow the trail of the dead. In Henrietta, Texas, a ghost town that the Scourge had created during one of his earliest massacres, John Wrangler finally slew his quarry, but unfortunately the Scourge would not die. Branford rose from his unmarked grave around the turn of the century and adopted the name Wild Dorado. This time there was to be no path of destruction cars across the country. Wild Dorado went straight for President Teddy Roosevelt. I'm reading this for the first, I don't know what this says. However, that's cool. Cool idea, young me. However, John Wrangler emerged from his hermitage to stage a daring rescue of the president and Washington, D.C., and once again defeated Wild Dorado at the cost of his own life. So, John Wrangler apparently was like a Jonah Hex type, like Wild West hero. So in this fake comic book company, there would have been like there was like a Western comics, because that was a huge, like the Rawhide Kid and all these things they'd always do. So effectively, there's this guy John Wrangler. I like that name. That's stupid. He took, and then he came out of hiding to rescue Teddy Roosevelt. That's so dumb. I'm really into that. But he died there, so Wild Dorado was once again laid low. But now, he rose again. Eventually. This stuff is now about the other superhero universe I did, but the point is that he was a ghost. He gained the Phantom revolver. He is now one of the worst ghosts in history, but periodically superheroes will beat him. Whether it's like, I'm sure in the 40s he showed up and was trying to do some trouble and some superheroes banished him to this. I'll bet he also in the 80s was dealing with Constantine Swamp Thing-esque, people like that, and they sent him away. Now he is the archenemy of Ghost Man, who is so he's probably the sort of guy who picks the plot for Ghost Man. But he's very strong. He can certainly help. He can raise armies of the dead. He's non-corporeal, so that's hard. He also, though, is probably someone who is such a high-level threat that he really does have to work in the shadows. Because as soon as Wild Dorado is spotted, it's just all anti-ghost measures are sent immediately to that place. Because he's trouble. So there you go. Is that enough information about Wild Dorado? Please.
Will he factor into getting a bonus for Americana from my transcribing?
Should he get fireworks? Probably should, grossly. He's from a dark chapter in American history, the 1950s obsession with the Wild West. But yeah, I guess that makes sense. I am giving it for Fireman because of fireworks. And I decided to give it to the Power Converters because they're playing. Haldir was totally fine with the color change, by the way, in Mystic Starport, KJ.
I mean,
Haldir was
because it doesn't prevent him from being sexy. So
I still look amazing.
Sense. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes people look even better in grayscale.
Yeah, I was gonna say in fact, he his moves are even clearer to the eye now. His dance moves. So
his amazing moves. What a cool guy.
I do have a question about my character.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah. For one of my knowledges. So, as we talked about, one of the things I was saying, as a template, I'm not trying to copy him exactly, but as a template for this was Jimmy Woo. Right?
Sure.
And I kind of like the idea of that character is trying to get good at close-up magic. And then I thought it would be funny if it was Magic the Gathering, And I want to know if Science the Congregation exists in the Topflight world, and if that can be one of my knowledge.
100%. Science
Okay.
Congregation cards are 100%
Excellent.
there. They were created elsewhere in the multiverse as a means of trying to, because wasn't that the twist with that? The cards were made to like draw people out as like a fun thing so that he could find his son. Wasn't that the twist of that thing?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we'll say that they also exist here. I'm 100% on board with Science the Congregation. That's right. Jimmy Woo did the close-up magic. That's right. That's in the
Card
Ant-Man
tricks.
movies. Yeah.
I think he finally succeeds in WandaVision.
There you
Is
go.
when you can see that he actually can do the tricks now.
I think Jimmy Woo's also Jimmy Woo. I mean, Jimmy Woo's like a long time character.
That's the arc I care about in the Marvel universe
There you
now.
go. Yeah. You said Jimmy Woo, and I was thinking of a specific. There was some like 2006, 2007 like Shield miniseries. I think that was my first exposure to Jimmy Woo. That's just one of the numerous operatives causing trouble. Okay. Well.
Okay. So knowledges have been assigned. What's next?
Let's talk about a historical thing that happened. How old is this character?
I'd say he's probably like mid-20s, maybe 26, 27.
Okay, so you all look to be in your 20s to some degree.
Yeah.
Well, actually, hang on. Actually, how old is V? Because he should be a contemporary.
About that age, I think.
Okay.
Are you? Why did you join F.I.A.T? Is it literally because of V?
No.
That's fine.
I was headhunted at a college.
Headhunted at a college. Okay.
I was and I was I initially turned them down to pursue my philosophy degree. But when I blew out my knee and lost my scholarship, I decided to take them up on the which the blown out knee is why I have a +1 knowledge of opiates.
Yes,
I
it's
like the idea,
definitely the
like,
need.
The blown out knee like just keeps you from your academic pursuits.
Yeah. Well, now that your knee's bad, you can't be a philosopher. Come join our spy organization.
Yeah.
You're gonna be sent. You're gonna be sent all over the world in Fiat jets. Yeah.
Heavily
Yes,
medicated.
I was your fallback. I really
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
All right. Billy.
Well, yeah. As you know, you can't escape the cave with a blown knee, Philip.
I think you literally get that. Yes.
Oh my
yes.
God.
Yes, you can. That's like literally. That's like the point of the kid. Oh my God. These philosophy students. All right. Hey, you best be on your Kierkegaard.
Hey.
We got. Hey, you really need to lock that down. I can't keep
All
going.
right, let's gear to the next question. What's the next step?
That's you've done all the stuff. We're literally just building your character's built.
Okay.
You don't to keep having me make philosopher puns.
Well, that's why I said gear to. That's what I said. Let's gear to the next.
Geerta. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That
sorry, I kind of like got stuck in my mouth.
Geerta bothers me as a German speaker. Goethe.
Sorry.
That offends my ears. Goethe.
I agree.
Although actually, see, here's the problem. Some people in Austria would sound more like that.
Yeah, but Austrians speak fucked up German.
Wow. God, but they make the best schnitzel. I went to a place in Vienna called Figgy-Mueller's. The schnitzel was the size of a goddamn tire.
Yeah.
Cover it in a whole
We love a
lemon
good
and just,
schnitzel.
oh, it's so good. It's like a pizza. Oh, it's so good. Okay, so you're headhunted.
Yeah.
What is your relationship to what is your feeling on superheroes? Also, El Hombre Fantasma. Thank you, Sophia. That's good to know.
I'm sorry, what?
She said
Hombre
Ghost
Fan-
Man should be El Hombre Fantasma.
That's good. That's good.
He's do you guys know what you want to know? Ghostman's secret identity. You know what his job is? His secret identity.
Was it something really lame?
Kind of.
Roaster.
Postman.
He's like an antiquities like dealer and auctioneer.
That's cool.
Antiquities. And according to this, Ghostman actually, I said Ghostman didn't die. Ghostman sort of died. The thing is, at the time of Ghostman's death, he was wearing the cloak, so it was like a half-death thing.
I want to know more about the Ice Ladies.
Oh, I'd love to talk about Ice Queen. We'll talk about that in a second. Pierce. Relationships and stuff. Let's just get all of your character things.
Sure. Yeah, I would say that Billy is a fan of superheroes.
He's a fan of superheroes. Okay.
Yeah, I think he thinks that they're a good thing.
Any in particular?
I mean, we'll see to what extent, but he's definitely a fan of V.
But is he a fan of 12,000 of them?
And probably, like, by extension, has probably some sort of fondness for most of Topflight West.
Okay.
Except Findon. Because of the whole killing a guy.
He doesn't remember that.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. Then he's probably fine. Yeah. He's probably fine with Findon.
All right, very good. So he likes kind of like dance pop. Are
there any, since he's a very like analytical observant person, is there basically a superhero like that that's like, I guess he would also like Shinobi Red because of that as well, right? The world's greatest ninja / Batman. Yes. Or she's not really like the detective, right?
She's not the detective, and that side of it is not known publicly. To most people publicly, she just seems like a person who cuts and stabs everything.
Okay.
Is this Billy's first mission?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. I think, or one of the first. I don't know if it's his very first. He's probably done some minor
In that case, do me a favor and just roll me a d10.
Sure. 5.
Okay, we'll do 1. Oh, that's fun. Your previous mission is with a super group that you guys, I'm not sure if we ever like directly had you cross paths with them, but you heard about them a lot. You encountered a group called the Volunteers. They were the ones who are out of Priority, Virginia, and they were kind of like trying to like take over as Topflight rather than you guys before the time changes and everything. They have a character on their team who's named the Contender, and he's a real kind of like.
Oh, I remember this guy.
Yeah. So we will say that on your first mission, you did some stuff with the Volunteers. Their members are the Contender, who's kind of like an athlete, all-American type guy, kind of irritating, square-jawed. Eternal Flame. She controls like power, and she has Apollo powers, like sun power. There's someone named the Survivor, who her power is she can adapt her body to survive a lot of stuff and can pass that on to others as well. So she's kind of
she's like better than Darwin.
Basically, yeah. It's like what she can do is it's like, oh no, this whole room's flooding. She's like, all right, we'll all like here, like we can all have the power to breathe here for a little bit, but it's like not long time. It's like a
Oh, gotcha.
It's not like the Darwin thing of like I evolved to whatever I'm in. It's more I will be able to. It's like I'll give us the ability to breathe underwater until we can get to that thing and climb out. We have to climb up this wall. I'll give us all the ability to do this with we'll be immune to this poison for just a little while. It's always very like just what you need. Mm-hmm. There's a guy named Flo who has water control. Lucky Charm is is another telepath. I bet Lucky Charm has some connection to knows Steel Trap. And then Red Sprite has a future nano suit that allows Red Sprite's actually the first character we rolled up way back in the day using the new system.
Oh, right.
Red Sprite, she has some insane like lightning powers from a future nano suit. There's also Zap, who has ray guns. And there is Scrutiny 6, who is a robot who has like crazy, like crazy cameras for faces, and basically has just the perception factor 6 is just a it's just like the most absurd. Like that's the only power Scrutiny 6 has. Yeah.
Sure.
Although and has like brawn factor 2, so can lift a car or can lift a part of a car. You get the idea. So you've heard about these characters in so much detail. I've basically brought them up to life. What do you think? Who would he have gotten along with from this group? I could relist their names again. This is a big group, by the way.
Yeah. No,
Anybody
I think
he had bad encounters with.
I would say probably would have gotten along with the survivor.
Roll a d10.
Okay. 2.
I'm almost positive that's. Sorry. I'm literally pulling up the ranger class for the. Where's the god? Yeah. Arctic Coast. You literally were allowed to. It was the water thing happened to you. You could breathe underwater thanks to the survivor.
Oh, cool. Okay. Not anymore though.
No. It was only to survive. That's the whole point.
Sure.
You only get you're given the power to live through a thing momentarily.
So excellent. Very cool. So yeah, I would have gone along with the survivor. I probably would have, I don't know, butt heads, but I probably would have not been on board with the contender because I imagine the contender wants to leap to action and not sort of think it through, and that would probably have butt heads with a little bit.
Sure. The contender also probably is actually make a luck roll. Give me a luck
Good night,
roll.
Brininger. Thanks for stopping in and dropping off all those subs.
Thank you so much. They're super nice. They're super nice, that is. Give me a luck roll.
Luck roll?
Yeah.
43 regular success.
As it happens, the contender is actually very contender has some weird will really listen to F.I.A.T in kind of a weird way of a
interesting.
very an institutionalist kind of person. So if there's an representatives of an organization, others are shouldn't we be setting the team? He's like, no, it's if he's he's very I'm sure you would butt heads with him in ways, but he would have been weirdly deferential.
Okay.
Yeah.
And maybe there's maybe just something about Scrutiny 6 that would have not necessarily been a problem, but maybe just always feeling completely watched by an entity.
Oh, sure.
Just a little
unsettled by
unnerving.
Scrutiny 6.
Yeah.
Scrutiny 6 is actually sort of, as I say it, is kind of aren't there the characters in Saga who have televisions for heads?
Yeah, it's exactly what I've been thinking
so
of.
Scrutiny 6 is not. Scrutiny 6 is cameras for heads.
Okay.
Scrutiny 6's head is an old-fashioned TV camera with rotating lenses.
Even worse.
Yeah. Scrutiny 6 is very unsettling.
It's the head of Bolex.
And Scrutiny 6 would have done nothing to make you feel less uncomfortable.
No.
Also, Scrutiny 6 has female programming, so she would have just been she's just weird. She's just kind of There you go. Well, great. Okay, I think we know a little bit about Billy. Hopefully, you have some stuff to bring into when we play this in based on time.
2 weeks.
Maybe this is in 2 weeks. This might actually still be.
Oh, a month, right? A month from now.
I think I offered to switch but also maybe it'll be a different time because with Gray in the Dark off, maybe we could mix up. We can change stuff up a little bit. Okay, great. Well, that was super fun. Do we have any other questions? Is there a Nightwing-like character in Topflight? Oof. there's not a, I mean, like Shinobi Red and Nightheart would probably have similar fight styles to Nightwing, kind of have that, you know, sort of like, oh, well, there is there is the Acro Battler. Although the Acro Battler is less about like the Acro Battler can just straight up fly, so that is a little less. Anyone like Nightwing? If you're talking about like classic Teen Titans era Nightwing, I can send you over to Young Flight again with Dark Dagger, Punchy Punch Kick, Burn Notice, Miss Millennium, Ionic Chronic, and Wallflower. Are any of them like? No, Punchy McPunch Kick is not. Punchy McPunch Kick just punches hard. Isn't a thing. Dark Dagger, no.
Does Shinobi Red have a ward that she took in after after some deaths of some parents?
Sure, Shinobi Pink, yeah. Nightheart would really almost be the closest.
Nightheart.
To that. So maybe Nightheart. It's my closest analog to Nightwing, and it's not a good one, but it has Night in the name, so that's helpful. But yeah, I think that's kind of so okay. We got some backstory on all these characters. We revealed a few things about Topflight lore. That's good. I don't know. Any closing thoughts? Any other stuff people want to know? Or because I said this was going to be a short one, so I intend on attempting to stick to that, unless you guys are like no. Then I guess I'd stay on, but I'd feel uncomfortable if anybody said no really aggressively. Right? If anyone was like, "No, we're staying," I'd be like, "Oh, jeez, okay, fine."
Everyone else can leave. Just leave the Zoom call on. They'll the stream going. I'll just
go to sleep.
I'll just be here alone, talking to the chat.
I'll just leave Bruce staring at the camera.
People would like that. Are there any super pets? Meridian definitely has a pet.
What is it? Having a pet?
Dog.
Like
there's
pet.
There's Superman's dog or whatever.
Crypto?
What was that? Yeah, that dog has powers.
But that dog crashed real bad recently. That dog had an arena named after him, and then they took it away. Guys, thank you all.
Although I do appreciate that Batman kept his taxonomy the same. Right, that's the word I'm looking for. So that his dog is just the Bat Hound. I mean, it's Ace the Bat Hound, but I mean,
I think Meridian probably. Would she have a dog or?
Does she have a snake? Oh no, but she's not really that type of religious person. We've established that.
You see. Here's at the like.
You would if she's.
I say she's.
I
say she's Christian. You guys take it to like extremely extreme stuff. And what I'm trying to tell you is she's a much more like she's a kind where you're like, oh, okay, like she's not like it's not like she's not like. Never mind. Carry on.
I mean, I'm getting it more of you to find it, but you did make a big point of like she's religious and that like influences her, and then naturally like as the most powerful. Yeah. If you are the most powerful entity on the planet and you're a Christian, of course you're an overbearing religious zealot. Yeah.
Well, I mean, she's not. She's not. What were you gonna ask, KJ?
I'm sure she doesn't think she is.
I'm gonna say, I mean, if she's just like. If she's like traditional values and everything, she'd probably just have a Labrador or a Retriever or something.
What if it's? I was gonna say, what about a lion? Since that's like the symbol of like God and Christ all.
A pet lion is intense, but she could certainly handle one. I was trying to like come up with like a fun like pun. On like I was like, is there something about like Murfinian? Is there a goldfish? Does she have a superpowered goldfish who can fly out and like knock?
A Merlin? A Marlin?
Marlinian? That's a big pet. I don't think people have pet marlins.
Yeah, but also most people can't fly into the sun and survive.
Yeah, but the point is the super pets aren't like it's not Batman's pet rhinoceros.
Yeah, but Batman's just a dude.
Yeah, okay, but okay, cool, fine. But Superman doesn't have a pet rhinoceros.
Like Superman lives in a city. Where would you keep the rhino?
Although, to be also, Batman is also a person who just keeps a Tyrannosaurus Rex in his office. So, you know, like...
But you guys understand what I'm saying. The super pets are pets. They're pets that would be expected as pets.
Like a beta fish.
Murfinian? I don't know. I think Meridian probably has a pet. They have but now I'm trying to you're putting me in a weird position where I'm trying to I'm not trying to defend Meridian's Christianity. I'm trying to contextualize it.
No, I understand.
Because
the more that we've talked about this,
it's a different vibe. You guys hear it and you guys want to go to the most like absurd cartoonish area. It's not what it
I
is.
don't think I've done that.
You haven't. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to these two.
I'm flawless.
Yep. Now that your wiki page is finished, you're flawless.
I mean, I've done all I can do. I turned my homework in.
You did. That's true. You certainly weren't late.
No.
I don't know what are all the super pets? They just made a super pets movie, right?
Yeah. It's all like dogs, cats, guinea pigs, pot-bellied pigs.
Yeah, it's
the
things.
entire cast, basically.
Yeah, it's
A
just
pot-bellied pig.
Kate McKinnon voices a hairless guinea pig.
There we go.
This is a naked mole rat.
Sophia says you're flawless. You're absolutely flawless.
Yeah, thank you. I do think I still think it's just a Labrador Retriever.
I think that it probably is just a dog. Probably is just a
like a
Meridian.
collie.
Meridian's too boring to have anything other
Border
than a
collie.
thing.
Yeah, I think it's Meridian's very. All right. Well then, here I'll roll up Meridian's super dog. Okay, it's a girl. Oh, Sunny. Her name's Sunny.
Of course, yeah.
There you go.
Sunny the super dog. Okay. There you go.
But is it a powered dog, or else it probably would have just burst into flames when she became overpowered?
It's a powered dog, yes.
Okay.
She in some stories that are of like dubious canonicity, she gave her dog a little of her power, and now her dog can help her fight crime. Also, did you guys know Supergirl had a horse?
What?
Yeah.
Supergirl's a horse girl?
Yeah, Supergirl had a horse, but her horse insanely was a centaur who was turned into a horse.
That I didn't know.
It's
What?
so weird. Yeah. Supergirl had a...
That feels weird.
That's just a scene
Like,
from...
did the centaur ask for that?
No,
Did she
it
now
was
just
no.
have a centaur imprisoned in
centaur-
a horse and she's fine with it?
No, the centaur... Okay. Comet the super horse
that-
was Supergirl's horse. Born as a centaur in ancient Greece, a witch cast a spell on him that allowed him to switch between forms. But then, it was a trick, and then he got stuck as a horse.
I
But
feel
then,
uncomfortable.
Supergirl helped him, and he'd switch between being a man and a horse, and he was in love with her.
That's
That
problematic.
didn't get better at any point.
Because he was...
I hear that a lot.
I wonder if when he was a man, if he still had the horses.
Oh my god. He was never a man. he was a
You don't
centaur.
know about the
Yeah.
Ichthyocentaur, KJ.
Oh.
Oh no.
Okay.
Do you know about this, Pierce?
It's ringing a bell.
Okay, so in
Oh,
our
it's
Blood
ringing
from
a
a
bell.
Stone game,
I feel like I've blocked this.
and I am sorry about how horrific everything about Blood from a Stone is.
I
Even the non
think it's a great thing to end the stream on
All right,
tonight.
so there is a horse. Okay, so basically, Zane's character, they're all reading like stuff, and Zane's character is obsessed with this like erotica that's set in like the fish world, and he's into stories about people who fall in love with centaurs. So I found out that there's something called an ichthyocentaur, because mythology's crazy, that has the torso of a man, and then the front, and then the body of a horse. So it's a centaur. Okay, so you got like horse legs in the front and the man, but then the
Yeah.
back is a fish tail. So it's a fish centaur.
Sorry, including the hind legs?
There
Or-
are no hind legs.
It's like,
the hind legs
it's like
are a
man
fish tail.
meets kelpie
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
saying it's like a kelpie, but like
with a man half.
Yes, it's a kelpie, but the horse head
A
is a man
kelptar.
with arms. Yeah, and it's called an ichthyocentaur.
oh, that's a kelptar for sure.
And The ichthyocentaur, as established not by mythology but me, has 2 dicks.
Mm-hmm.
There's a man dick. No, there's no man dick. There's a
cloaca.
There's a horse dick and then there's a cloaca, yeah. And they can work in
Okay.
tandem. Anyway,
Honestly, this is one of the least exciting things that you've told me from Blood from a Stone.
maybe there. Wait, is there a third too? Is there also a
There
human
was a
one?
man dick.
There's a man dick. There's so
There
many.
were as many dicks you could get your hands on.
That's right. That's what it was. This has to go in the wiki. Also the character's name.
No, I
is,
think she's right.
the character's
Here's
name is
the thing. Here's the thing. I know this is going in the wiki because earlier when I was streaming, Sophia was talking about how much she like looks at the wikis for like Critical Role and Dimension 20 and is like, we need it to be like that. And I'm like, Sophia, you want to complete this? You gotta get the fish dicks.
the ichthyocentaur's name is Gisjiyubvo, but
No shit.
because the first letters are GYS, Zane refers to it as Jizz. And he says he really can't wait to summon his Jizz. So, on that note, thank you so much for watching, everyone. We'll be back with games later. Let's see, it isn't appropriate, but so is everything else I usually say. We're back on Friday with Blood from a Stone. If you want to see more about it, if you want to see if Zane finally gets his hands on his jizz, join us on Friday for Blood from a Stone. On Sunday, we're back with Here Be Dragons. Ooh, fun. What adventures will they have? On Monday, we're back with Third Time's the Charm. And I don't know if there is a game on Tuesday or Wednesday next week. I'll let you know as soon as I do. Maybe there'll be a makeup game. Maybe there won't be. Who knows what we'll do. And then, yeah. But at some point, we will be back with Formation Nation on a Wednesday. And of course, we'll have some Topflight in a couple weeks as well. So, join us for all of that fun. And anybody want to plug anything? Talk about anything?
I mean, I said I was gonna stream on Monday and Wednesday, and I did it this week. So
Congrats.
Way to go.
we might actually be. I mean, again, like as long as I don't have like other shit going on, I'll try and keep that regular schedule. So we'll see. But who the fuck knows? Some guy. I was playing some Lord of the Rings draft today, and some guy died because he had the one ring and had too many bird encounters and was losing life too fast every turn. And I was like, "Let's go, baby."
That seems to be how it mostly goes.
Serves him
for
right.
people who
Yeah.
encounter the One Ring.
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, it's powerful.
Wonderful. There you go.
I started watching this week. I'm really enjoying Hijack, the new show on Apple TV Plus with Idris Elba on a plane that gets hijacked by Neil Maskell, who is a great actor. So it's just
from
and
Humans
from Utopia and Kill List. If you haven't seen Kill List, also watch Kill List. That's a great movie.
Something else too.
But it's it has gone in surprising directions. It has not been what I expected it to be. I mean, it's not like completely off the wall, but it has taken some fun turns.
It's fun. Yeah, I'm into it. It's a good one.
So that's my Manzukis for this week.
Very good. Well, KJ, do you want to Manzukis anything?
Can I talk about my sports injuries?
Please. It's
I
not
fell
a
off my
Manzukis,
bike
but I'm
on
into it.
Sunday. I fell off my bike on Sunday, and so now I look like a Dalmatian that got abused. I got this bruise here on my left side, and then I got some cuts here.
Oh no!
I think that was a tree. I'm not actually sure where that one came from, but there's some little cuts here, and then there's a very light bruise here you can't see, but the big one is up here.
Ooh.
Oh, whoa!
I wasn't sure if you were about to show that one.
Yeah.
Then you did.
Nice.
This one has ruined my life, and I've forgotten what joy is because of this one.
It's a movie.
Yeah.
It's a movie with Jennifer Lawrence.
Okay. Yeah.
Guys,
I fell off my bike. 3, I decided to bike in nature instead of in the city like I normally do, and despite wearing bug spray, 3 flies accosted me just directly in my face. And I tried to like shake them off because my biggest fear is like, what if they go up my nose? Because then it's a real fucking problem. And so I was trying to shake them off and they didn't go away. They were persistent in their attack. and I eventually lost control of my bike, and I rode directly into a bunch of, I think they were just like cut up tree branches that were all in a pile, and I clip into my bike. I don't just wear regular shoes, like I'm clipped into the damn thing. So I launched over the handlebars, but then I didn't actually because I was clipped in, and then I just kind of fell sideways. And that's why my legs look like that.
Your life sounds worse than mine.
A little bit.
I'm sorry.
It will heal eventually, and then I'll fall again. It's fine.
That's life.
You get so many sports injuries.
I do, and I'm the least athletic person I know.
Well,
what do we do when we fall, Master Bruce?
Stay down, god damn it. We
yes,
throw the bike
I was
away.
wondering what will break first. Your body or your spirit?
Well,
Also, KJ, I mean, if flies fly up your nose, they're either going to fly out your mouth or you're going to swallow them. That's all.
No, that's not gonna be in my mouth because when I see them, I immediately like, like it's
No,
not.
I mean,
that's
if
not
they fly up your nose, they're going to just kind of flying out of your mouth, or you're going to swallow them because that connects. That's all.
that never crossed my mind. That's way worse. And now I'm never going back to nature. Absolutely not. That's way worse than anything. I thought they would just fly up my nose, get stuck for a little bit, and I'd have to like blow them out like a snot rocket. But what you've said is just like the worst thing
none of it's good.
that I never could have even come to that conclusion on my own.
I feel very bad now.
You
I
guys
thought
ever
that
have
was
like
the
a
fear.
a mosquito stuck in your ear and you like hear it buzzing for a long time, but you can't get to it?
I will say one of the things, like, I've seen videos of spiders in people's ears, and that is something that I would probably just go stick my head in the microwave at that point.
We could have just stopped this before I even started talking about ichthyocentaurs. I said this was gonna be a short
I don't
stream at
think
9 o'clock.
I don't think we could have. I think that was a runaway train of dicks that we could not stop.
Train of dicks.
The moment that got mentioned, your eyes lit up, and I don't think there was anything we could have stopped.
A dick stampede.
It's probably the case.
Oh my
Well,
God.
on that note, thanks everybody for watching. We will be back with more Formation Nation, but I do feel like
I'm just picturing a train where all the cars are dick shaped. Just absolutely, just what gigantic.
Yeah, it just removes the metaphor from the tunnels. It's just
Yeah.
a bird.
it's just a bunch
It's not
of
even a
dicks,
metaphor
and then,
anymore.
And then
several dicks
and
right
then
after
and then the
other.
last car is a caboose and looks like a butt.
That's actually a very funny thing that you cut away to the train going into the tunnel to get around the sex scene, but it's just a giant dick going into the tunnel.
It's funny.
It's a funny joke. That's a funny
No,
gag.
That's good. That's good.
Uh,
I'm reminded of something. Well, on that note, guys, thank you so much. This was super fun. Until next time, what's the sign off for Topflight Formation Nation out? Right? Is that how I sign off of this one?
Yeah.
I think that's right.
All right. Until next time. Thanks for watching. Formation Nation and F.I.A.T team.